So this chart implies that in Gibbs free energy, or the concept of Gibbs free energy, there are three factors that could affect it. We have enthalpy. It can be denoted as change or triangle H, and temperature T, and entropy or the change in S. So we have discussed those in our previous lesson, so this is just a recap. And in a Gibbs free energy, if the value of the Gibbs free energy is less than 0 or it has a negative value, the process is spontaneous in a forward direction. And if the value for the Gibbs free energy is equal to 0, that means it is at its equilibrium, or there is no net change in the amounts of reactants and products. While if the Gibbs free energy is greater than 0, then it is a non-spontaneous, or the reaction or process is spontaneous. Later makikita nyo, or ipapakita ko kung paano ang pag-increase ng entropy at pag-decrease ng enthalpy ay nagre-result sa spontaneous process, and the decrease in the entropy and the increase in the enthalpy results in a non-spontaneous process. Now, let's see, or ngayon naman, tingnan natin kung anong mangyayari sa isang reaction or process if we have an enthalpy that is less than 0 or there is a decrease in enthalpy. We have here decrease in enthalpy. Ayan. Decrease in enthalpy, that means the reaction is exothermic. And when we say exothermic reaction, the heat goes out, exits the system. So, lumalabas yung heat doon sa system. Ang example ng exothermic reaction is when a water is turning into ice. When the liquid water is turning into solid ice, that means the heat is exiting or lumalabas siya sa system, kaya na-freeze yung ice natin. And we call that an exothermic reaction. Now, we also have here an increase in entropy. This symbol shows that the entropy is greater than 0, thus an increase in entropy. So, ano mangyayari sa process or system or in the reaction kung ang condition natin is there is a decrease in enthalpy, or there is an exothermic reaction, and there is an increase in entropy. So that means ang reaction natin ay magiging spontaneous. Why spontaneous? If you can remember, yung lesson natin in the second law of thermodynamics, that the entropy of the universe is ever increasing. And if the entropy increases, that means the reaction is spontaneous. So when we say spontaneous, again, yan yung reaction na hindi mo na kailangang maglagay ng extra effort just so that it would happen. Maglagay ka lang ng condition and the reaction would automatically go forward. So magre-react na siya kahit hindi ka na gumawa ng extra effort. So ang example ng spontaneous process, kapag nag-diffuse tayo ng gas from higher pressure to lower pressure, yun yung spontaneous process. Non-spontaneous naman kung baliktad. Manggagaling ka sa lower pressure papuntang higher pressure, mas mahirap yon. Kaya ang tawag mo doon, non-spontaneous process, or it is a spontaneous process in a reverse direction. Ngayon, ano naman ang mangyayari if there is an increase in enthalpy? The enthalpy is the total energy of the system. So, anong mangyayari kapag i-increase natin ang enthalpy? Or, ang system ay mag-undergo ng endothermic reaction. So, endothermic, that means increase in enthalpy. Pumapasok si heat doon sa system. Enthalpy. Okay, we have an endothermic. So, if there is an increase in enthalpy, or there is an increase in the internal energy of a system, we say that it is undergoing an endothermic reaction, or the heat enters the system. So, ang example naman ng endothermic reaction, kapag ang ice nilabas natin sa freezer, nilagay natin siya sa room temperature, yung heat papasok kay ice, ang result nun, mamemelt si water. Yun ang example ng endothermic reaction. Pumapasok yung heat. And just trivia or just a concept na kailangan nasa utak nyo lagi, the flow of heat is always from hotter temperature to colder temperature and never the reverse. So, ganun lagi ang natin. Kaya kung mapapansin nyo, lagi kong sinasabi na si heat ang nagbo-move. Either si heat ang lalabas or si heat ang papasok doon sa system. Never the coldness. It's always the heat. Okay, so ano mangyayari kung ang enthalpy natin ay magi-increase or may endothermic reaction tayo at ang entropy ay magdi-decrease? So, kabaliktaran lang nung unang condition natin. So, ano mangyayari kung magdi-decrease ang entropy natin? Of course, magkakaroon tayo ng non-spontaneous reaction. Non-spontaneous reaction or non-spontaneous process. Kaya ano mangyayari? Kasi it's just the reverse of the conditions given if a reaction would occur at a spontaneous reaction. Okay, so ano naman ang mangyayari if dito tayo, there is an increase in enthalpy or the system is going on an endothermic reaction but its entropy increases. So, ang example nito, try natin tong ice to water. So, we have here an ice turning into water. So, the solid ice turning into liquid water. Ang tawag natin sa sa process na to, or sa phase change na to, is melting. And if there is a melting of ice, that means the enthalpy increases, there is an enthalpy increase, or there is an increase in the internal energy, or the reaction is an endothermic. So, endothermic siya kasi papasok si heat doon kay ice so that magiging water siya or liquid water. So, si heat papasok siya ngayon dito kay ice, kaya siya magiging water. Ano mangyayari sa entropy? Of course, magi-increase. Bakit? Kung mapapansin nyo yung molecules ni ice, dikit-dikit siyang ganyan. Kasi solid siya, di ba? Ngayon, pag naging liquid water siya, mas magkakalayo ngayon yung molecules ni liquid water compared to the molecules of the solid ice. Therefore, the entropy increases or the randomness of the molecule increases. Ang sinasabi lang niya, dito sa entropy, nagiging mas magulo yung mga molecule compared dun sa naunang state niya na solid. So, nung naging liquid na siya, mas magulo na yung mga molecules. Therefore, the entropy increases. Ngayon naman, pagdating sa enthalpy, endothermic reaction, the heat enters the system, that's endothermic. Therefore, it increases the internal energy of the system, thus increasing the enthalpy. So, ang tawag natin dito ngayon is that this is a reaction that is spontaneous at high temperature. High temperature. So, ang magandang example, that is melting. Okay, last. Paano naman kung ang system natin ay magdi-decrease ng enthalpy, mag-i-increase ng enthalpy at magdi-decrease ng entropy. So, baliktad siya doon sa previous na condition natin. So, ang example nito, so mapapansin nyo, ang sabi niya magdi-decrease ng enthalpy. So, mawawala yung heat sa system kasi exothermic tong process na to. Mag-e-exit yung heat. Magandang example nito, baliktarin lang natin yung kanina. Ngayon naman, yung water will turn into solid ice. So, what happens to the enthalpy of the system? If the heat exits the system, it is an exothermic reaction, thus it decreases the enthalpy or the internal energy of the system. How about sa entropy niya? Paano natin nasabi na magdi-decrease yung entropy ng process na to? So, from liquid water na magulo yung magulo yung molecules niya, mas magkakalayo sila. Pagdating niya ng ice state or solid state, mas magkakalapit na yung molecules, mas maayos na siya yung orientation ng molecules niya. Thus, the entropy of the system decreases. So, ito yung magandang example ng reaction para dito. So, ang tawag natin sa reaction dito na mabubuo is a spontaneous pa rin siya, spontaneous reaction at low temperature. Kanina high temperature, ngayon low temperature. Yan. Or it is a spontaneous reaction in a reverse direction. Baliktad siya. Now, this is the formula that we are going to use if we are to calculate the change in the Gibbs free energy. So, we have here change in G. That's the Gibbs free energy. Ito yung Gibbs free energy natin, the G. Enthalpy, that's the H. And for T, that's the temperature. And S, yan yung entropy. So, ngayon, i-discuss ko yung what are the factors that affect the sign. So, ano ba yung magiging sign ni G or ni Gibbs free energy given tong mga factors natin na enthalpy, temperature, and entropy. So, what happens to the sign of G if the enthalpy of the system decreases and yung entropy niya mag-i-increase? Ano mangyayari? Ano yung magiging sign niya? Or if the sign of H or enthalpy is negative while the entropy is positive, so ano magiging sign ni G? That would be a negative G. So magkakaroon tayo ng negative G if the enthalpy is negative and the entropy is positive. How about if the enthalpy increases or it has a positive sign or it is greater than 0 while our entropy is less than 0 or meron siyang negative na sign, ang magiging sign ni G ay positive. So, bakit ganon? Bakit negative to? Magiging positive siya. Tandaan nyo, meron tayong sign dito na subtraction. Subtraction kasi to. Wait. Subtraction to, hindi yan dash lang kung ano mang nandyan. Sign yan ng subtraction. So, applying yung basic knowledge nyo sa math, minus and plus, minus. Minus and minus, plus. So, yan yung, ganyan siya. Kapag nag-increase yung, ito lang itatandaan yung concept if you are going to decide whether the Gibbs free energy is a positive one or a negative one. And just to recall again that if the Gibbs free energy is less than 0, so less than 0 siya, the process is spontaneous. And if it's greater than 0, then it is non-spontaneous. And if it's equal to 0, then it is in equilibrium. Just to discuss, I have here 3 examples of a spontaneous reactions or reactions that happens on their own given the right condition. So number 1, we have here a ball rolling down. So normal naman na makakita tayo na ang bola kapag nasa mas mataas na elevation, pababa siya. Normal yun. Pero hindi normal ang bola nasa mas mababang elevation, kusang tumaas. So, hindi yun normal. So, that means that a ball rolling down is actually a spontaneous process. So, hindi mo na kailangang alalayan or itulak o hilain yung bola pababa so that the ball would fall down. Kusa na mangyayari yon because it is a spontaneous process. And what would happen to the enthalpy of a ball rolling down? The enthalpy would decrease. Bakit magdi-decrease ang enthalpy ni... So, bakit magdi-decrease ang enthalpy ng ball rolling down? So, kung maalala nyo, dito sa point na to, the PE or the potential energy is at its peak, at its highest, or at its maximum value. While dito, mababa siya. So, if the ball rolls down, edi bumaba ngayon yung ano niya, PE niya, or the potential energy. Thus, the internal energy of that system or of that ball decreases, and so the enthalpy decreases. So, bababa siya ngayon. Bababa yung enthalpy natin. Ngayon, dito nyo makikita na kapag bumaba ang enthalpy at bumaba ang letter G, ang Gibbs free energy, ibig sabihin, the process is spontaneous. Why? Because the Gibbs free energy is less than. So, bumaba siya. Kaya siya is spontaneous. Ngayon naman, another example, the diffusion. So, kung makikita nyo dito, from higher concentration to, no. From higher pressure, I should say, to lower pressure. Yan. Papunta siya dito. So, this is an example of a spontaneous process kasi kung magi-spray ka ng pabango, from the higher pressure doon sa container mo, sa bottle mo ng pabango, palabas doon sa lower pressure dito sa surrounding natin, it's a spontaneous process kasi pipindutin mo lang, lalabas na yung air. Magdi-diffuse na kung saan magdi-diffuse yung air. Subukan mo ngayong baliktarin. Yung pabango na i-spray mo sa sarili mo, ibalik mo ngayon sa container. So, it's not impossible actually to do it, but it's hard. So, mahirap. Ipunin mo lahat ng lumabas na pabango, balik mo sa bottle. So, mahihirapan ka. Now, what happens to this? Kung mapapansin nyo, maayos-ayos pa yung mga molecules natin. Dito magkakadikit pa, tapos biglang nag-diffuse, ayan, nagkagulo-gulo na. So, the entropy actually increases. Sabi natin, paulit-ulit, sa second law of thermodynamics, if the entropy increases or the randomness of anything in the universe increases, that means it favors the reaction. So, the Gibbs free energy would actually decrease if there is an increase in entropy. So, pine-favor niya. So, magiging disorder yan. So, magandang example ng entropy, yung kwarto nyo. Kapag inayos mo siya ngayon, nag-declutter ka ngayon, nag-organize ka after 1 week, magulo na yan. Pero kung yung kwarto mo na dating magulo, hindi automatically or after 1 week, hindi yun magiging maayos. Not unless aayusin mo. So that's an example of what a good representation of what an entropy is. So next, mapapansin nyo less than ang G natin. And so the reaction is spontaneous. So ganun lang kung paano mag-determine. Now a cherry bomb. So, ang mangyayari sa cherry bomb kapag nag-introduce tayo ng temperature, syempre sasabog yan. So, if the temperature increases, the molecule inside the cherry bomb would, of course, they would react. They would, magko-collide sila, magkakagulo sila sa loob, yung mga molecules, dahil may heat. Kasi kapag ang molecule, ininit mo, mas lalong gumagalaw-galaw yan. So, the reaction, syempre mas mabilis, the reaction would be faster. So if you increase the temperature, that means that the kinetic or the average kinetic energy of the molecule increases, yung paggalaw-galaw nila nag-i-increase, mas nagiging magulo sila. The G or the Gibbs free energy now would decrease. So bakit magdi-decrease? Kung mapapansin nyo, meron ng equal sign dito. So, kapag mag-i-increase ang value dito, magdi-decrease ang value dito. So, ganun yon. Kaya sinasabi ko magdi-decrease yung Gibbs free energy natin. And that's actually what happens. That's why the equation looks like this. So, this reaction is actually a spontaneous process. So, okay, uulitin ko lang that if the G is less than, so pag less than 0, or it has a negative value, the process is actually a spontaneous process. So I hope you're able to grasp the concept of Gibbs free energy and all the other factors that could affect it. And you were able to learn some of the concepts dito sa lesson natin sa Gibbs free energy. If you have any question, you may post it sa GC natin. Okay. So now, we proceed in calculating the Gibbs free energy. So to review, ang Gibbs free energy is the available energy for the reaction. So a reaction can occur spontaneously when it can lower its energy. I repeat, a reaction can spontaneously happen or occur when it can lower its energy. Kaya nga, kapag sinabi ko nung last that if the Gibbs free energy has a negative value or the value of the Gibbs free energy is less than 0, that means the reaction is spontaneous. So let's try this example. Let's try this example as we calculate the Gibbs free energy and predict if the process or the reaction is spontaneous or not. We have here the change in enthalpy. Enthalpy for a reaction are negative 46.5 kilojoule per mole and 212 joule per mole Kelvin. Calculate the change in free energy at 25 degrees Celsius. So we have to calculate and then predict if the reaction is spontaneous or non-spontaneous or at equilibrium. So the first thing that we have to do is, of course, to define or write what is the formula. So the formula for the Gibbs free energy is delta G, or the change in G, is equal to delta H, which is the enthalpy, the change in enthalpy. The T is the temperature and the delta S is the entropy. Next, we define what are the given in the problem. So ano ang hinahanap at ano ang given. So it says here that we have to calculate the free energy. That means na hinahanap natin si change in G or the Gibbs free energy. And the delta H or the enthalpy is given with the value of negative 46.5 kilojoule per mole. And for our entropy, the delta S, it's equal to 212. Nandito rin nakasulat, 212 joule per mole Kelvin. But we have to convert this 212 joule per mole Kelvin into kilojoule per mole Kelvin. So what we have to do is just to divide it by 1000 joules so that we would arrive with 212 kilojoule per mole Kelvin. So, yung long process ng pag-convert is ganito. If we are to convert, para klaro lang din sa inyo, we have 212 joule per mole Kelvin. You multiply it with 1000 joules is equal to 1 kilojoule. So, ika-cancel natin ngayon si joule dito, matitira si Kelvin. Of course, ang magiging unit natin, 0.212 kilojoule per mole Kelvin. Okay, so that's how we convert it. Now, we proceed to the mother formula. So, ayan na. I-input na natin yung mga na-convert natin at yung mga values para makuha natin si change in G or the delta G or the Gibbs free energy. The change in Gibbs free energy. So the formula is, so the third process is for us to solve. The formula to get the delta G is equal to delta H minus the temperature and multiply to delta S. The temperature, I forgot to mention kanina that it's at 25 degrees Celsius. But we have to convert the 25 degrees Celsius into Kelvin. And all we have to do is just add 273 and we get 298 Kelvin. So this is the value for temperature. So let's proceed sa pag-calculate ng delta G. Ang value ni delta H is negative 46.5 kilojoule per mole minus the temperature is 298 Kelvin multiplied with the delta S. Kunin na natin yung na-convert na value para makapag-cancel tayo mamaya. That is 0.212 kilojoule per mole Kelvin. So doing the math, calculator natin, we get negative 109.7 kilojoule per mole. So makakancel si Kelvin. Matitirang unit, kilojoule per mole, which is the unit for our delta G. And since the reaction proceeds or results in a negative, that means that this reaction is spontaneous reaction. So the second example that we have here is to calculate the free energy change for the reaction shown below. So ang reaction natin, we have a molecule of hydrogen plus a molecule of chlorine will produce hydrochloric acid. So tignan natin ngayon kung ano mangyayari sa enthalpy change, sa entropy change, and of course that gives free energy. For the formula, of course, we are going to use the delta G is equal to delta H minus the temperature multiplied to the delta S or the entropy. Since this is a reaction and we are looking at 3 molecules, we have 2 from the reactant and 1 from the product. Kukunin muna natin yung summation ng delta H or the enthalpy and the summation enthalpy and the summation doon sa entropy natin. So to do that, we first have to calculate for the change in H. And for the formula, the change in H is equal to the summation of the number of molecules from the product times the value for the enthalpy, of course, from the product pa rin, minus the summation of the number of moles from the reactants multiplied to the change, the value of the change in enthalpy from the reactant. Kung kukunin na natin yung value, ipa-plug in na natin, we have ilan ang number of moles sa product? We have 2. 2 multiplied to negative 92. And the unit is kilojoule per mole minus the summation of the reactants. So the number of moles, 1. Imo-multiply natin sa delta H, which we have here 0 as its value. Wait, lagyan natin yung unit. kJ or kilojoule per mole plus, kasi nga summation, yung isa nating reactant, the Cl2 or the chlorine, 1 ulit yung mole niya or the number of moles. Tapos, the delta H is equal to 0 kilojoule per mole. So, kung kukunin natin yung pinaka-value ni the summation ng delta H natin, kakancel out na natin to since 1 times 0 is 0. At ang kukunin na lang natin is the negative 92 times 2, that would be negative 184 kilojoule. Kilojoule na lang siya kasi may mole dito na unit. Kakancel natin yung mole. So, nakalimutan ko kanina ilagay. May 1 mole unit dito. Because we are talking about the number of moles. So, ang unit na ilalagay doon is the mole. Ngayon, ang susunod natin hahanapin is the change in entropy. And the formula for the delta S is the summation of the number of moles of the product multiplied to the entropy of that product and minus the summation of the number of moles of the reactants multiplied to the entropy of the reactant. Balikan natin ilan ang moles ng product. We have 2 moles ng HCl, 2 mole of HCl, and the value for the entropy of HCl is 0.187 kilojoule per mole Kelvin minus, so ilang mole si hydrogen? Isa. Yung mole na sinasabi ko is the number doon sa balance equation. So, before you proceed to calculate sa Gibbs free, kailangan nyo munang i-balance yung reaction. So, ito yung balance niya, 1, 1, 2. Okay, so proceed tayo dito. 1 mole, i-multiply natin dun sa given na entropy ni hydrogen, that's 0.131. 0.131, the unit is kilojoule per mole Kelvin. And the other reactant is, dapat may plus dito, plus kasi summation. So the other reactant is the chlorine. Meron tayong isang mole ng chlorine at ang value ng kanyang entropy ay 0.223 kilojoule per mole Kelvin. So, kakancel out na natin yung mga mole. Ayan. So, ang matitira, yung mga units na natira, yun ay magiging units ng final answer natin. So, if we multiply 2 with 0.187, we got 0.374 kilojoule per Kelvin minus the summation dito sa may reactant part, 1 times 0.131, of course, 0.131 yan, i-add mo sa 0.223, we get 0.354 kilojoule, of course, the unit, kilojoule per Kelvin. So, doing the math, ilalagay mo lang sa calculator mo, 0.374 minus 0.354, we get 0.02 or 0.02 kilojoule per Kelvin. So, ito na yung value ni delta S. Ngayon, si temperature ang given, ang binigay sa condition is at 25 degrees Celsius. Just add 273, we have 298 Kelvin. So, ito na yung gagamitin nating value. Always remember na lagi ang ginagamit is the absolute temperature or the temperature in Kelvin unit. So, meron na tayong delta H na negative 184, delta S na 0.02 kilojoule Kelvin, at meron na rin, na-convert na rin natin si temperature. So, kompleto na yung values na ipa-plugin natin. So, kung uulitin natin isulat yung formula, we have delta G is equal to delta H minus the temperature multiplied to delta S, and we plug in the values. Sa delta H, ang nakuha nating final value, negative 184 kilojoule minus the temperature, that would be 298 Kelvin multiplied to 0.02 kilojoule per Kelvin. Ika-cancel na natin si Kelvin, tatanggalin na natin, and doing the math, makukuha nating value, or sige, wag natin i-shortcut, we have negative 184 kilojoule minus, if we multiply 298 to 0.02, we have 5.96 kilojoule. So, if we do the math, we get negative 189.96 kilojoule. Again, the result is negative, therefore, the reaction is spontaneous. So, ganun lang mag-calculate ng Gibbs free energy or the standard free energy. Just remember the formula, delta G is equal to delta H minus the temperature times delta S or the entropy. And kung hindi given yung value ng delta H, kung wala siya dun sa mismong problem, you calculate it using this formula. Delta H is equal to the summation of the number of moles of product multiplied to the value of the H or the enthalpy minus the summation of the number of moles of the reactants multiplied to, of course, the delta H pa rin. Pero kung marami kayong reactants, for example, 3 reactants, you add all kasi nga summation. Sa delta S, ganun din. Pareho lang din ng formula kay delta H, pero papalitan mo lang ng the entropy. Of course, papalitan mo rin yung given value. You just have to be careful kung anong value ang tinitignan nyo. Tandaan nyo, ito yung delta S, and ito yung delta H natin. So, i-ano nyo lang yung value niya, yung tamang value doon sa tamang unit. So, and of course, for the delta H, our unit is kilojoule per mole, and sa delta S, usually ang binibigay na problem is nasa joule per mole. Pero dito, kinonvert ko na kasi siya dati into delta S. Kilojoule per mole. And to convert it, the shortcut is just divide it to 1,000 joules. So, yun na, makukuha mo na ang Gibbs free energy.